What's going on, everybody? K2 here with week 3 of the Battle Union. This week we are going up against Jack of the Wolverhampton Weaviles. Also goes by Just Weavile. Jack, Just Weavile. Same person. So, I have a team, he has a team. You can see the 6 that he brought, you can see the 6 that I brought. If you want to know exactly what I brought, the link to this week's team preview will be in the description below. You can see what I brought, why I brought it, and all the ins and outs of each Pokemon. So, basically, we have a match here, and you can tell by the timestamp of this video that this is another long one. Yes, indeed. So if you guys are ready for the long haul, let's go ahead and get into it. However, before I do that, I'm just going to go ahead and do a little brief overview of what I brought. I'm bringing a Scarf Breloom, I'm bringing a max physically defensive Ferrothorn, max specially defensive Curse, Rest Talk Lickilicky with Cloud9 for his Zardwai, a specially defensive Acid Armor Reuniclus, I'm bringing a mixed defensive Crobat, and I'm bringing a Dragon Dance Mega Charizard X. So kind of a balanced team for sure this week. And we are going to look to do some major damage to Jack's team. So looking at his team, I just felt Scarf Breloom very good against his entire team. Only thing I wouldn't stay in against is Tapu Bulu or a potential Scarf Zydoge. Otherwise, I'd just stay in with Loom and click a button. So, what are we going to do? We are going to start up the match. I am going to lead off with my Breloom here, and we can go ahead and see what he is going to lead for. What I was hoping, so badly hoping for, was that he would lead off with his Mega Charizard Y. That way I can kill it turn 1 with a Rock Tomb. And you're going to see he does lead off with Jalapeno, the Mega Charizard Y. Now, I am going to go for the Rock Tomb, however, this time he probably does see it coming. He probably expects me either to be Scarfed or Sashed, either one. Good play on his part. He just makes the switch into Tapu Bulu. I did have the Sludge Bomb on this Breloom, which would have been a 2-hit KO on the Tapu Bulu. However, I did not want to lose Breloom turn 1 to a potential Flamethrower by just clicking Sludge Bomb just out of nowhere, pretty much, because he had other things to switch into. So right here, he gets up the Grassy Terrain. He goes straight for the Superpower. Completely fine with me. We get to see that he's banded. He's going to take the Iron Barbs damage. That's what I was going for. And with his own Grassy Terrain, we're going to be able to protect, get back up a nice amount of health with the Grassy Terrain and our leftovers 2 turns in a row. And if he decides to switch, we can protect again, get 3 consecutive turns of Grassy Terrain plus leftovers. This Ferrothorn is very important in order to keep it healthy. So right here, he goes into his Zydoge, and we do fill the protect, and right here I just decided, you know what, let's just go ahead and get up rocks here. I could go for the I could go straight for the protect, see what he wants to go for. However, getting up these rocks are going to be very important for Zardwai, wearing down things like Tapu Bulu that don't get reliable recovery, things like Primarina don't get reliable recovery. Anyway, you're going to see he went for Hidden Power Fire, and that did less than a banded 1,000 Arrows would have done. So that was a thing that happened. Just kind of casually deciding not to mention it as it was happening, because like I was kind of taken aback by him going for the Hidden Power. So right here, he's going to go straight into his Primarina as I go for the Leech Seed, knowing I could take another HP Fire, and he's going to go ahead, take the, well, of course, first of all, he was Grassy Seed, which was kind of a cool bring. It means he gets +1 defense whenever he brings it in on the Grassy Terrain while it is up. However, I am going to just stay in here, click Protect, get up as much health as possible again with this Ferrothorn. Like I said previously, it is very, very important in order to keep this thing as healthy as possible. So I'm just going to go for the Protect, see what he wants to go for. And on the following turn, right here, he does go for the Scald. Right here, I am going to try and scout if he has HP Fire or just something to do against my Ferrothorn here. I am at a very healthy amount of health, a very good amount of health after this Leech Seed recovery, to where I feel comfortable saving Ferrothorn from now on. So right here, I am going to make the play out into my Reuniclus, knowing he can't do anything to me. He's just going to go straight for the Hidden Power Fire, as he does reveal it. He does have something to hit my Ferrothorn. Now right here, I'm just going to go straight for, I forget what I go for. But I am going to get right back up to full after the Leech Seed recovery. I believe I go straight for either the Toxic or I double out here. I don't quite... Excuse me. I don't quite remember what I go for. That is right. I do go straight for the Acid Armor here, revealing to him that his team can't really do much damage to me. Zardwai can do some things to me, but I do have that Cloud9 Lickilicky in the back. Right here, he goes into his Umbreon, completely fine by me. I can't Toxic him, which is a little bit annoying because that was my plan, was going to Toxic this Umbreon, and then he can't really do much to me. Foul Play won't be doing a whole lot. Right here, he's just going to go straight for the Wish. And what I want to do is, I want a Brave Bird here, knowing full well he could try to Wish Pass into his Megazard, get right back up to full. So I don't want that happening at all. And instead, I'm going to take Rocky Helmet damage and Brave Bird recoil and this Foul Play here. However, I'm 100% okay with Crobat taking this damage in order to stop his Umbreon from passing that Wish, which would have been huge for him. However, now I'm going to go straight for the Roost, get back healthy again, and he's going to go for, I believe, just another Foul Play right here. Yes, he does, and on this following turn, I am going to Taunt. Because he does have the Rocky Helmet, I am not going to be able to 1v1 this. It would be very, very annoying in order to beat this Umbreon 1v1. However, I am going to Taunt, and knowing full well that he can't touch whatever, really anything on my team, I'm going to go straight into my Ferrothorn. I am mistaking. I go into my Breloom, knowing that I can take 2 Foul Plays, and he's actually going to make the switch into his Scizor here. And he might be expecting some random hidden power. However, I know 100% that my Mega Charizard X is a free switch into this Mega Scizor, regular Scizor. And he actually doubles out himself, knowing that Tapu Bulu is his answer to Breloom. So now I'm right back again in the driver's seat. He gets up this grassy terrain. I have no reason not to click Flare Blitz here. It's going to pick up a kill if I go for Flare Blitz plus Thunder Punch, whatever I want to do. So, I am going to Mega Evolve. As you can see, he stays in here, so Tapu Bulu is going to go down at the end of this turn. So, Megazard X is going to pick up the first kill of the game with this Flare Blitz. Now, we're going to take the Flare Blitz recoil and get back a little bit of health from the grassy terrain, which is very nice. He has one potential play here, and that's to go into his Zygarde and click Outrage. Now right here, well, Outrage or Thousand Arrows. Now right here, I am going to make the switch right into Ferrothorn, knowing that full well that I can take whatever he wants to go for. And he's just going to switch into his Umbreon, making a prediction of me possibly going into my Reuniclus, because I did show the Acid Armor earlier. However, I am going to go into Ferrothorn, and again, I'm going to be able to get up the grassy terrain and the leftovers, keeping Ferrothorn healthy. And I know that his Umbreon can't do anything to me except for Taunt, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a double right back into Breloom here. And it's at this point, I'm completely fine with him trying to Wish Pass into Zardwai because I do have the I do have the Lick-a-Licky sitting in the back in order to switch into that. And as long as I spam Force Palm, he's forced to click Protect here over and over every time he goes for Wish. Because I do not want that Umbreon getting healthy, and I don't want his Zard Y coming in for free. Force Palm does have a chance to get the Paralysis against his Zard if he wanted to switch that in. But right here, he actually goes for the Taunt, expecting me to switch out, and at this point, he realizes I have to sack something now. He doesn't have a Wish up in the air. He's going to Protect just to waste another Force Palm. But Bulu is gone. That was his main answer to my Breloom. Scizor's 2-hit KO'd. Primarina, as you're going to see right here after the Stealth Rocks, is 2-hit KO'd by Force Palm, which is really impressive. It does about 26%. There was no way that I wasn't going to be able to take out this Primarina. We know it's not leftovers because he had the Grassy Seed earlier, and Force Palm is going to be able to come in and take out this Primarina here. So we are up now 6-4 with two pretty big threats out of the way. And he's running out of things to deal with my Ferrothorn, which is very nice. He's going to bring in his Zydoge here. I know, again, he has to go for the Outrage in order to kill us, so I'm going to make the free switch into my Ferrothorn, which is my answer to this Zydoge 100% of the time. And right here, you can tell by the damage, or possibly not tell by the damage. It is very hard to tell whether this thing is Jolly Banded or Adamant Scarfed, and I'm going off the assumption that he's actually banded and not scarfed, just by the fact that he seems to be doing about 25% every time. So we're going to get off this Iron Barge damage, and I'm going to go straight for the Leech Seed here. End up missing, which isn't the biggest of deals. It does suck because I was probably going to go for the double seed here, and I would have gotten back a little bit more recovery. So right here, he is going to make the switch into his Umbreon, and you know what? I just said, you know what, let's just go for double seeds anyway. So that's going to be what I do. We get up the Leech Seed once again. We're going to get Ferrothorn again healthy. Nothing on his team bar Zard can kill this now from where it's at. Or a potential Choice Banded Scizor with Superpower, or Natural Gift Fire would be nice. So we are going to get pretty healthy again. I know he has to go for the Wish here, so I'm going to switch into my Breloom. And just because there is the possibility he could Wish Pass into his Zard, as I said I was afraid of earlier, I am going to go straight for the Rock Tomb here, because I feel like that is a potential play he could make. I'm going to get 2 turns of the Leech Seed recovery to get right back up to full. I don't even need the second one to get up to full. But he is going to keep his Umbreon healthy, and he's going to be able to take this next Rock Tomb, so I know I'm forced out. I'm going to go back into Ferrothorn after this. However, it's still very nice to know that his Zard is not coming in anytime soon. I could have caught the Zard on the switch-in. Would have been great. I'm 100% happy with the way that this play turned out, because Breloom is still at max HP, and I can still take out this Umbreon with 2 Force Palms if I'm able to bring it in on the right turn. So right here, I am going to go for the Leech Seed, expecting him, again, to potentially switch out into his Zard. I could get double Seeds up, and if he does go for the Taunt, I know that the threat of him actually passing the Wish is gone, because the Umbreon will then receive the Wish. There's a lot going on here, and it's just taking a long time for it all to go throughout the screen. I feel like I'm explaining my play as well as I can, so I'm going to go back into Breloom again. I'm still trying to pressure his potential things to Wish Pass into. I'm trying to pressure them to not come in. However, right here, I am going to go for the Force Palm, and that is because I know he was very, very willing to stay in with Umbreon the last time, and right here, he is going to stay in. He's going to get off a foul play, and he lives on a sliver of health, completely fine, we are going to take another turn of Rocky Helmet, and after this foul play, we are going to be at a very nice range of health still in order to stay healthy. So he's at about 40%. We're going to be able to force palm this Umbreon once again, and Umbreon is going to go down. So we are sitting in the driver's seat, up 6-3. And this is looking to head towards a possible 6-0 victory here if we play our cards right. So right here, he is going to bring in his Scizor. I know I can save this Breloom for later in case he, in case the Zard becomes a problem. I can kill that with Rock Tomb. Also with Zydoge, because I think he's banded, I can outspeed that potentially. So he's going to go for the Defog instead of the Bullet Punch, which was a good play on his part. And right here, I'm just going to go for the Leech Seed, as he does reveal to have Superpower on Scizor. Which is fine, because after this one, I know I can live another one. And with the Leech Seed recovery, I will be getting up enough health to where even a crit wouldn't be able to... Well, I would be able to go for Protect first, get back the Leech Seed recovery, and be 100% fine. Except, he has all-out pummeling. And we are going to go down. The calc... I did this after, or like, as this was happening. At -1 all-out pummeling does 54 min, and I would have been right there. I would have been just above 54%. And I would have been able to protect in order to reduce the damage that the all-out pummeling was doing. So now we lose Ferrothorn because it missed Leech Seed on the previous turn. Which is bad, because now... that basically allowed him a chance back into the game. Right here, I'm just going to go straight for the Dragon Dance, knowing that his Scizor can't do anything to me. He's going to opt to U-turn out here, and because I was assuming that his Zydoge was banded, I am going to go ahead, go for the Flare Blitz. There's no way that a Zydoge can live this, but apparently... he turned out to be Scarfed, and the calc that I was doing was just wrong somehow. So down goes Zard, and there goes my chance at a potential sweep. That would have been nice. So now the game's getting a little hairy. We were possibly going to get a 5-0 there, and instead I have to go for the Acid Armor here with Reuniclus in order to have a good chance at this game. So right here, I'm just going to recover on the following turn in order to keep myself as healthy as possible. And he's going to withdraw here. He's going to go into his Scizor, and I am going to recover. His U-turn isn't going to be able to 2-hit KO us, and I'm going to click HP Fire here. Probably not the best play. I should have Toxic'd on his obvious U-turn, because he had already revealed that he had U-turn. And I could have either gone for Toxic, predicting him to U-turn out into something, or I could have gone for another Recover just to stay back at a high amount of health. But instead, I let my Reuniclus get in range to go down to this Zard's potential Timid Flamethrower in the sun, or Timid Fire Blast in the sun. So I do still have my Lickilicky in the back in order to take this thing on. Except he turns out that he's not he's not a special Zard Y. He turns out to be Dragon Dance on his own Mega Charizard. So because we are Spadef, we aren't going to be able to take on this Zard very well. So I gotta hope that he takes a hell of a lot of recoil in order to make this salvageable at this point. Because he can just run through my team. He's going to go for the Flare Blitz, and you're going to see it's an easy 2-hit KO. And I was going to try and Curse here to try and see if I could potentially get a rest up. However, turns out, absolutely not. I do get up to a range where I had a potential chance to live this next one. However, you're going to see that that's not going to be the case. I'm going to go down to a second Flare Blitz, but Keep in mind that this is keeping this Charizard at a low amount of health because of all the recoil that he is taking. So right here, my only hope in order to kill this Charizard is to go into Breloom, or not into Breloom, into Crobat and live a potential Flare Blitz or a Thunder Punch, which he goes for the Thunder Punch, opting to not take the recoil from Flare Blitz, and instead I am going to be able to knock him out from just below 50%, and I'm going to be able to survive with my Crobat, which that was very scary. We went from a very good potential to win this game 6-0, and now we're only up 3-2. So he brings in his Scizor, and right here, let's talk about this play. Now, I know 100% that he has to go for Bullet Punch in order to knock me out, or I'm going to get up a Roost. So I know 100% my Breloom is pretty much just death fodder at this point. After this, I need to go into Reuniclus to bait him to go to go for the U-turn, and I need to sack off my Crobat. This is because I cannot set up Acid Armors on his Scizor. I can only set up Acid Armors on his Zydoge if he decides to stay in and click Outrage. I am at a very risky amount of health with my Reuniclus to where I need to recover stall him until he gets confused with Outrage, or I just lose the game. So, that's where I am. I need to hope that he opts to go for the U-turn and allow me a chance to back into this game by baiting him into U-turning and sacking my Crobat. So, I'm basically going to end up sacking Breloom and Crobat on these next 2 turns in order to just have a chance with Reuniclus to win this game. So that's what's happening here. Boy, this match became so much more stressful after missing that Leech Seed, and this is what ends up happening. Breloom, I do end up sacking you. I'm sorry, you did great work this week by taking out the 2 things that you needed to take out. However, I am going to have to sack you off. Now I'm going to bring in the Reuniclus, and like I said, I need to hope that he goes for U-turn. If he predicts this, this is basically a really, really tough 50-50. He has to go for U-turn, and he does. This allows us the chance to set up another Acid Armor with our Reuniclus. Allows us a chance right back into this game. So, he's going to go out into his Zygarde 10%. I know now that he's Scarfed, and Reuniclus, I have to not get unlucky here. I need to not get crit for the rest of the game. I live on 18, I'm going to recover. I'm going to recover until he gets confused, which, after the recover and the leftovers, we are going to see that I am at a range of health where he can't knock me out here. He went for the Outrage last turn, so I know he's locked into it here. I can just go straight for another recover. He gets confused. He gets the 2-turn Outrage. Completely great here. So right here, this is where I go for the Acid Armor. I have to hope that he gets confused, or I have to hope that I can live a non-+2 defense Acid Armor Outrage, and then another one where I do have +2 defense. However, he does end up hitting himself, and right here I have to go for a second one, because I am not going to risk his Scizor being the one to potentially knock me out. Because U-turn is still doing about 50% to my Reuniclus at this point. So I'm going to go for the second Acid Armor as he switches into his Scizor. Now right here, his only chance of winning at this point is getting crits. So I'm going to sit in here. I know he has to go for U-turn. That's his only option here. I know he's going for it. He's going into Zygarde. I'm clicking Toxic so I can recover stall his Zygarde out of this game. And then I still have Hidden Power Fire on this Reuniclus to knock out Scizor. So it comes down to whether or not I get crit. So, I get the Toxic play correct. I do land it. Very nice. his Zygarde has to go for the Outrage. I'm only going to click recover, and I'm sorry that I had to do this, but I had to do this. I had to recover stall him to keep my Reuniclus as high amount of health as possible. So don't get crit is all I'm saying over and over as this battle is happening. Don't get crit. No crit. Recover. That's going to be another turn of Toxic racking up. More leftovers. This is going to be kind of a long endgame, and you know what? It was very, very stressful. Don't get crit, I say. Don't get crit. He goes for the Outrage. And no crit. He gets the 2-turn Confusion, and we just recover right back up. Now, I don't want to risk no potential Confusion chance. I want to recover. That's the only thing I want to do here. He dies to the next poison damage. No reason for me to risk him hitting himself in Confusion. He breaks through. Don't crit. No crit. We recover. We're back up at full. And his Zygarde is going to go down. Now it's come down to a 1v1. We were up 6-3 at one point in this game. And I had to be the one to pull this game back. This is what it comes down to. I need to not get crit by this U-turn. HP Fire will kill 100% of the time. U-turn. Does it crit? It does not. We come out on top with the 1-0 victory when it was looking so early on like it was a potential 6-0. But we pull it out. We get the W anyway. And oh my gosh, that was the most stressful game I've had in a long time. And I am very proud of how I played that end game. I had to play absolutely perfectly in order to keep myself in that game in order to preserve my win. Now that was a great game to Jack. He had some very good surprises there at the very end. The DD Zard, very nice. Kept me from potentially sweeping with Lickilicky because it could have if he was special Zard Y. The Scarf on Zydoge, I could not tell if he was Scarf or Banded. Having it Scarfed against my team does make sense because it does outspeed a +1 Zard. However, I did not have anything to switch into his Zydoge at that point, so I had to risk it. And at the very end there, just the fact that he had all-out pummeling to give him a chance in that game was very, very nice prep. So, we pull out the 1-0 victory, and we are now 3-0 at +7. And if you have watched any other matches this week, including everyone else who is undefeated at this point, you will find out that I am on top of the league. I'm not going to say whether or not people in front of me lost, or whether or not I got a higher differential than the people who needed that in order to pass me, but I am 3-0 at +7, number 1 in the Battle Union at this point in the season. And we have a great, great last, 5 weeks left of the season before we get to the playoffs. So I am looking very much forward to the rest of the season. And oh my gosh, I'm just really happy that I was able to pull out this victory after that Leech Seed miss. So, if you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button down below, and I will see you guys next time.